When it comes to chaos in Huntsville, it seems like Martell Holt and his longtime sidechick just can't stay away from drama. No matter how much time passes, no matter how many chances they get to move on and start fresh, they always find themselves right back in the same spotlight. And this time, it's worse than before. Because the woman who's been connected to Martell for years is back online, snapping again, angry, defensive, and dragging other cast members into her mess, including Marsau. What started as another one of her emotional online rants has turned into a full-blown storm, pulling in names, exposing behind-the-scenes secrets, and showing everyone that the chaos never really stopped, it just took a short break. And now, let's be clear, this isn't the first time she's done this. Every few months, like clockwork, she jumps on social media to vent her frustration, post something messy, delete it, and then act surprised when people talk about it. And this time, it all happened right after the reunion. The timing couldn't have been more obvious. The cast had just finished filming what was already rumored to be one of the most explosive reunions yet, and right after that, she went online acting like she was fed up with being dragged into the show's storyline. She said she was tired, that she'd been used, that people had made millions off her name, and that she was finally done. But the problem is, nobody believes her anymore. Because we've heard it all before. Every time she says she's done, she comes right back. Every time she says she's over it, she posts again. Every time she claims to be healing, she throws shade at somebody connected to Martell, and this time, she went even further. She didn't just talk about Martell. She started mentioning Marsau, claiming that Marsau had said something about her at the reunion that better get edited out. Imagine that, someone who isn't even part of the main cast trying to tell production what to do. She allegedly said she didn't care what Marsau lied and said about her and that she wanted it removed before the reunion aired. But that's not how this works. She's not part of the show. She doesn't control what gets aired. And if Marsau did bring her name up, it's because, like everyone else, he's tired of the drama that keeps circling back to the same person. What makes it even more unbelievable is how quickly she went from claiming to be done to dragging Marsau and making wild accusations. She allegedly hinted that Marsau was doing things in the back of Black, the lounge he owns with his wife Letitia. And that right there set the internet on fire. Because everyone knows that when she starts talking reckless, it's usually out of anger. She doesn't think things through. She posts out of emotion and then deletes it when the backlash starts. But the internet doesn't forget. Screenshots fly around faster than Martell runs from accountability, and once those words are out there, there's no them back. The fans immediately noticed what was happening. They've seen this exact pattern too many times. The side chick gets mad. She posts something emotional. Martell stays silent. Melody stays unbothered. And Carlos King sits somewhere smiling because he knows all this mess is going to make people tune in. It's like watching the same movie over and over, except the characters keep pretending it's brand new. The truth is, this situation is more than just a social media rant. It's a reflection of how stuck everyone involved still is. Martell hasn't changed. He's still caught in the same cycle, blaming everyone but himself, surrounding himself with people who feed his ego, and acting like the victim when it all blows up. And his side chick, she's been saying the same things for years. I'm tired. I'm done. I'm moving on. But she never actually does. Because deep down, she still wants the attention. She still wants to be part of the story. She still wants the world to see her as someone important in Martell's life, even if that importance comes through chaos. It's honestly sad at this point because she had so many chances to walk away and rebuild her life. She could have taken the time to find peace, focus on her family, and create a new image for herself. But instead, she keeps clinging to the same storyline that made her a household name for all the wrong reasons. She keeps getting dragged because she won't let go. And every time she speaks, she reminds everyone why she's still called Martell's side chick after all these years. And now, about this Marsau situation, that's where things get even more interesting. Because Marsau isn't someone who entertains this kind of nonsense. He's known for playing it cool, deflecting with humor, and not giving too much away. But when his name got pulled into this, he didn't even need to say anything. His silence spoke volumes. He didn't defend himself, he didn't clap back, he just stayed quiet. And that silence made her look even worse. Because when you're out here yelling into the void, accusing people of things, and nobody's responding, it makes you look desperate for attention. And Letitia Scott, you could see during the reunion that she was over it. She didn't even flinch when Marsau's name was mentioned. At this point, she's been through so much public drama with him that she probably doesn't care what people say anymore. She knows the game. She knows how this works. The best thing she can do is sit back and let the rumors burn out on their own. But you can't say the same for Martell's side chick. She can't let things go. Every time she gets dragged, she has to respond. Every time her name comes up, she has to post something. And that's why she's always in the same mess. Because she doesn't understand that silence is power. She doesn't understand that sometimes the best way to prove people wrong is by saying nothing at all. Instead, she keeps reacting, keeps posting, keeps deleting, and keeps proving exactly what people already think about her. Meanwhile, Martell is playing the same tired role. Acting like he's misunderstood, acting like everyone is against him, and letting his drama spill into everyone else's lives. He's been doing this since season 1. He creates the mess, then acts shocked when it blows up. He lets his friends and women fight his battles while he hides behind excuses. And now, years later, he's still doing it. The only difference is that now, everyone sees through it. Melody Sherry saw through it long ago. That's why she's not bothered anymore. She sat at that reunion calm and composed, like someone who already knows how this story ends. She doesn't react, doesn't engage, doesn't give them the energy they're looking for. And that's what drives Martell and his side chick crazy. Because no matter how many times they mention her, no matter how much they try to stir up old wounds, she doesn't budge. She's too focused on her peace, her success, and her family to care about their drama. And that's why she's untouchable now. It's almost poetic how the more Melody shines, the more chaotic Martell's life becomes. Because she's the living proof of what happens when you truly let go of toxic energy. She's building, she's thriving, she's at peace. And they're stuck in the same cycle of pain and pettiness. You can't heal in the same environment that broke you, but Martell refuses to learn that. He keeps returning to the same mess, expecting different results, and as for his side chick, she keeps playing the same role, the woman who claims she's done, but never really leaves. She's addicted to the attention, even when it comes from negativity. Because let's be honest, if she truly wanted to move on, she wouldn't still be posting about Martell. She wouldn't still be shading the cast. She wouldn't still be clinging to the same storyline that's been embarrassing her for 6 years. And now, what makes this even more messy is how production plays into it. Let's not act like they don't know what they're doing. They know which buttons to push. They know which storylines get people talking. And they definitely know how to make sure this kind of drama ends up online right before the show airs. Every time something like this happens, it's free promotion. The fans start buzzing, the clips start circulating, and the views go up. And who's right in the center of it again? Martell and his side chick. But here's the truth that nobody wants to admit: this storyline is getting tired. Fans are starting to lose interest because it's the same mess every season. The same tears, the same arguments, the same cheating accusations, the same victim act. Nothing changes. Martell keeps repeating his mistakes. His side chick keeps running to social media. And the cast keeps having to deal with the fallout. It's exhausting to watch, and you can tell even the cast is over it. Look at Destiny Payton, for example. She used to write for Martell, defend him, take shots at Melody, and stay in his corner. But lately, she's been quiet. She's not jumping into drama anymore because she's realized what happens when you stay too close to Martell: you end up getting dragged down with him. Every person who's tried to stand next to him has ended up burned in some way. He brings chaos wherever he goes, and people are finally starting to distance themselves. Even Maurice Scott, who's usually the calm one, has been showing signs of frustration. He's tried to play peacemaker, tried to keep things balanced, but you can tell even he's tired. This group has been dealing with the same drama for too long. And now, with the side chick still in the mix, it's like they can't ever fully move forward. And then there's Carlos King. You already know Carlos probably loved every minute of this chaos. Because from a producer's point of view, it's gold. He knows the fans are going to talk, the blogs are going to post, and the reunion numbers are going to climb. But even he has to realize that there's a limit. You can only run the same storyline for so long before people start asking for something new, and now, the fans are asking real questions. If she's really done, why is she still talking? If she's tired, why is she still posting? If she's moved on, why is she still mentioning Martell? The answers are simple: she hasn't moved on. She's not done. And she's not tired. She's addicted to the drama because it keeps her relevant. It keeps her name in people's mouths. It keeps her connected to the show without actually being on it, but what she doesn't seem to realize is that every time she posts, she loses a little more credibility. People aren't sympathetic anymore. They're tired of the same excuses. You can't keep saying you're a victim of a storyline when you keep volunteering to be part of it. Nobody forced her to go online. Nobody told her to threaten production. Nobody made her post those messages. Those were her choices. And now she's dealing with the consequences. And that brings us to this so-called birthday surprise involving Marsau. Because that right there sent everyone over the edge. After all that talk about being done, she allegedly turned around and dropped something connected to Marsau's birthday, something that seemed like a dig or maybe even an attempt to stir more conversation. The timing was suspicious, and fans immediately started speculating. Was she trying to get revenge for what Marsau said at the reunion? Was she trying to embarrass him the way she feels embarrassed? Whatever her motive was, it backfired. Because instead of making Marsau look bad, she made herself look petty, and that's the recurring theme here. She keeps trying to make statements that end up hurting her more than anyone else. Because people don't respect inconsistency. You can't say you're done one day and start shading people the next. You can't claim to be tired of the drama and then create new drama out of nothing. That's not growth, that's chaos, and honestly, the saddest part is that she doesn't have to keep doing this. She's not tied to Martell anymore. She could build her own brand, find her own peace, and finally let go. But she won't, because she doesn't know how to exist outside of this mess. This storyline is the only thing keeping her name in circulation. Without it, she fades into the background. And that's what she fears most, being forgotten. Meanwhile, Martell keeps playing the victim, pretending he just wants peace when he's the one causing most of the chaos. Every time he opens his mouth, it's the same narrative: people are against me, I'm misunderstood, I'm just trying to move forward. But his actions never match his words. He's still entertaining drama, still keeping toxic connections alive, still feeding the same cycle that's been destroying his reputation for years, and now, as season 9 approaches, the tension between the cast is at an all-time high. Alliances are shifting again. Marsau and Letitia are realizing they can't trust Martell. Melody is staying strong and distant. Destiny is trying to stay out of the crossfire. Maurice is caught in the middle, and Carlos King is probably planning how to turn all of this into ratings gold. But underneath the surface, there's exhaustion. Everyone is tired of this loop. If there's one thing that's clear after all these years, it's that Martell Holt's chaos doesn't just affect him, it infects everyone around him. His choices ripple through the entire cast. His inability to take accountability keeps the drama alive. And his connection to his side chick is like an anchor that keeps him from ever moving forward. She says she's done. She says she's tired. But the truth is, she's not done until she stops talking. And she's not tired until she stops posting. Until then, it's just words. The real change would come from silence, from walking away, from letting the story die. But we all know that won't happen anytime soon. Because the attention, the chaos, the headlines, that's what keeps her going. So, as the new season rolls in and the reunion airs, fans already know what's coming. More drama, more accusations, more emotional posts, and more of the same cycle. The only difference is that this time, people are starting to see it for what it really is: a never-ending loop of regret, attention-seeking, and misplaced loyalty. And through it all, one thing remains clear: Melody Sherry has won in silence. While Martell and his side chick keep fighting the same battle, Melody keeps rising higher, proving that peace is the best revenge. Because when you stop playing the game, you take away the power of those who thrive on chaos.